emotional labour.
This is our British Asian community special because we're
Celebrating the death of one of our biggest ops.
we'll be interviewing people
outside the Royal Queue. There's a lot of it.
and also on Brick Lane.
Arguably the most important street in British Asian history. I'm here joined by
Elliot.
Do you have a message for King Charles III?
Hi Charles, mate. I hope you have a good time. As long as you're good to the people, man, I'm happy for you to be about.
Before we start, I'd like to observe a minute's silence for the Queen.
I have ADHD.
Why are you here today?
I would like to say my last thanks to the Queens, as we know that she passed our roles as we deserve. It's like a guardian for us, a part of history. I can say to my future generations that I was there.
Abdicate.
What would I say to King Charles right now?
He walks out of City Spice, Bangladeshi cuisine.
Try to be as useful as possible, which is actually difficult for a monarch right now, nowadays. But yeah, I would say that, to be as useful as possible for the people.
What would be your message to King Charles?
I'm not really particular. Like, I don't really know about the monarchical system here, but I wish all the best to him because I know like it gets very political.
Would you wait 24 hours to see the Queen or no?
Personally, no.
Totally no. And so on, and the bank holiday? Yeah, exactly. Are we sure about everything?
In Malaysia, the monarchical system is very strong. People don't really talk about it, but still like have a lot of respect. So it's not as open as here.
Do you have a message for King Charles III?
You gotta firm it.
But there's no dog in him.
I think he's got that dog in him.
Bro, he'll hear you. Have you seen his ears?
He has the most British face you could imagine.
I wish you well on all your endeavours.
Okay, but have you considered the fact that he's like a massive nonce?
That's more his brother, isn't it?
Runs in the family.
It's like balding and vampirism.
Can we have less of the bowling, please?
Are you a vampire?
Am I a vampire?
Are you a vampire?
He's a balding vampire.
Apparently I'm a bowling vampire.
You're a vampire? That's scary.
That's why he looks like he hasn't looked in the mirror when he dresses. Because he hasn't.
Stop whinging and get a new pen.
Be more respectful to people who work in and around you.
And to all of you making edits about young Charles, stop doing that, please.
He'll hear,
For me.
like making them. He'll hear the strokes of like your fingers on CapCut because of his ears. He's got massive ears. You have a message for Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew, mate, I appreciate it's your mum's funeral, so you're obviously going to be there, but unfortunately, you're the problem.
He's a nonce.
Yeah, you are a nonce, but
He's the people's nonce.
No, everyone in your family, mate, is okay, but you really let them down. And pleased to see you not wearing any of your medals or uniform at most events.
Wish everyone will be in together in the difficult times. So it's a new era, so we have to start from the beginning again. So whatever happens past, so we should ignore it and we should move forward for a better future and for a better world.
You have a message for Prince Andrew?
Fuck off. To Prince Andrew, not to the interview or indeed anyone watching.
Can't even think of anything humorous, just fuck off.
How would you respond to the argument that actually he's above the law and therefore he can do no wrong and it's fine that we're spending billions to defend him?
I just don't get it. It's just a bit of magic blood and you can't go to jail. Well and truly, what else is it? Magic blood. Thank you so much for doing your duty.
Yeah.
What did you do? What did you do? We know what he did.
Do you have an opinion on Prince Andrew?
I don't really know.
Do you have a message for Prince Andrew?
Be kind.
Do you have a message for Prince Andrew?
Big up Diana.
Long may she rest in our hearts.
I was only like one. I have nothing to do with this.
Why did he feel the need to clarify that he wasn't involved with Diana's death? Interesting.
I am a naturally suspicious looking person, so I just wanted to clarify.
That's racist to yourself.
Go on, carry on. Go on.
What's happening?
Tell us about experience. Pay respect to the Queen, line and stay. Go on.
He's walked out. He's walked out. This is the first walk out. If you're a politician, you can do anything. What would you do?
Try and be the next Tony Blair and run for Labour, but with tight economic and fiscal values, even though it would be hard for businesses to cope, but you've got to just move on and do the harsh thing.
What would you do if you were a politician?
Windfall tax.
I would criminalize brown finance bros.
Mehek would like to criminalize brown people. Brown men are being criminalized.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Increase the salary of teachers.
Minimum wage.
Econ PhD says raise the minimum wage. So what are you going to say? What are you going to say, TikTok? Like, oh, it doesn't work economically. He knows more than you, dickhead.
Try my best to make the right choices for the people.
Probably lie, like every politician. I've flipped that. Like, be real. Be 100. I can't name one person that's been real, that's been a politician.
I mean, personally, I just take a lot of bribes That's my main thing. Anything else I don't really care about.
Thanks. If you got there in the first place, you would have already took some bribes. Gotta play the game, don't hate the player.
Give support to the people.
What's your least favorite thing about living in London?
Bills. And also transportation, it gets very expensive.
What would you do if you was a politician?
I would lower taxes
On who?
on the rich.
Huh?
On the poor! The very rich would have to pay more taxes.
Kill the rich.
Everyone gets the same amount of money.
A similar amount.
Is that not like dictatorship?
It's okay if I do it.
Oh, it's okay if you do it.
Yeah. It's like universal basic income. You don't actually have to kill anyone to get it.
No one dies.
But it would be better if that happened.
I do what most politicians do, nothing.
So you're saying that you would happily be complicit in this patriarchal, racist, colonial era system?
Well, I'll pretend to be unhappy about it.
Really, that's all we can ask.
I look for the poor peoples, especially the peoples who are struggling at the moment to pay the bills. That would be my first priority.
Do you think Prince Charles should also help these people?
Of course he should, and this is the first thing he can start with.
Personally, because of them changing the Queen's face to Charles's, I'm going to be creating my own counterfeit bills because, you know, Charles is not my king. He's also going to die on November the 23rd, 2024 at exactly 11:15 p.m.
I'm not posting the Queen on my story. I see all of you anti-imperialists. Next thing you know, you've got an old black and white picture of Lizzie.
How to support British friends in these trying times. Venmo your British friend £3.50. Support royal-owned businesses. What? Buy corgis.
The royal family, I think they're fine. As the institution of monarchy, I think they're okay and they don't need my help.
Royal family is okay.
Yeah. They lived in excess, both in life and in death. Doesn't...
Do you have a message to South Asian young people right now?
Be kind, be fearless, be human.
We're here in arguably the most important street in British Asian history. This was a hub of Anglo-Indian cuisine since the first wave of post-partition Bengali immigrants. It's also been a focal point for a lot of British Asian activism, as evidenced by the Altabali Park, named after a Bengali victim of a racist murder. The Save Brick Lane campaign recently lost their legal challenge. This whole area is going to be ripped up and gentrified by Truman, which is this brewery right here. They're going to replace it with high-rise offices. What are you doing specifically as an individual to save Brick Lane?
This, I hope, raises the right level of awareness.
I wrote an article.
What I'm hearing is that you two aren't doing anything. Me neither, but, you know, it is what it is. I was thinking more like firebombing the offices or maybe hunger strike.
There's definitely more that I could be doing. But from what I've been doing so far, I wrote...
You're not doing enough.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I agree, but
You should be doing more. There's definitely so much more that we should be doing to save such an amazing part of British Asian history.
Why does everything have to get replaced by offices? Whose life is improved? No one's life is improved by that. Or very few people's life. People don't really get the significance of it. Here's a road, there's some fancy buildings being made. What's the significance of that? The word Paki is historically significant. It's not just an abbreviation. There's a lot of deeper meaning as to why this is important.
What are you doing on an individual level to help save Brick Lane?
I'd say I've only just found out. I'm not doing a thing. I literally live like 5 minutes away from here, but I didn't even know there was all this going down.
What do you think about young British Asians today?
I am incredibly positive. So many cool British Asian artists. It can be easy to get down about the fact that like, oh, all this kind of racism still exists. There's so many cool people doing lots of cool stuff. I'm very happy about that.
I'm really proud of a lot of the young South Asian people that are really changing. Why can't I speak?
Not that proud, are you?
Not that proud. So I'm really proud of the young South Asian generation and the things that we're doing when it comes to politics, activism, when it comes to music. Like, we're really creating space for ourselves and building on the space that was created for us by the previous generation. But it's been really nice hearing positive feedback from the older generation as well, who've been like, yeah, we're really like proud. Like, a lot of the things that we just felt like we couldn't say, you guys are saying. I think that's all we can really ask for, and I really think that we're just going to get better and better as time goes on. Big up the South Asian community.
South Asian Heritage Month ended last August. So how are you going to uplift and centre white voices over the incoming 11 months?
Everyone deserves equal amounts of respect.
I'll be uplifting white voices by keeping my mouth shut.
Interestingly, neither of you mentioned that Black History Month is October.
I think I messed this one up.
What do you think about the South Asian youth of today?
Just be yourself. Everyone tries to be this like really cool guy, no feelings involved.
Loads of brown men are like that, I can't lie.
I guess it's hard, especially in neighborhoods, because I experienced that in school. It's quite a rough area, so
there's definitely a pressure.
To yourself. You just gotta be true to yourself.
Rishi lost to Liz Truss. Which is more important, the resultant impact on the economy, immigration policy, or the fear of British Asians being told that racism is now over?
Somebody in the future would beat me over the head with a stick, maybe literally, of like, you proud that a fellow British Asian made it to Prime Minister? People tell me that racism doesn't exist anyway.
I'd agree. It doesn't really make much difference to my life. I probably am slightly glad that a lot of the shit that's coming out of the Tory party isn't from a brown face. Better luck next time, Rishi.
Fuck you, Rishi.
I think everyone deserves an equal amount of respect.
This is exactly why freedom of speech does not exist.
It's overrated, honestly.
How do you uplift women in comedy?
Look, all right. What I do is I sit in the front row and I just laugh my fucking ass off.
I don't. I make them uplift me.
Fair enough. How do you uplift and center white women in comedy?
I've never experienced that, so
You've never seen a white woman do comedy?
no.
What do you think that is?
I've seen white women attempt comedy.
Who's better at comedy, white women or white men?
Oh. I mean, I do like Michael McIntyre.
Oh no, really? That's the example you went with. I like Jack.
He's good. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Burr, yeah.
James Cassidy.
Okay, then talk about white women. Why are you making me talk about Because you're the one who brought up white women.
I would never mention, let alone talk about white women.
Who would win in a fist fight? Narendra Modi, Imran Khan, Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
Imran Khan is surely the most athletic. My mum was really into Imran Khan when he was playing cricket. Apparently he used to wear very tight trousers. Yeah, Imran Khan, physically.
I once saw this meme of like fire beams coming out of Modi's eyes. I think Modi for that reason.
Would you rather...
I don't know where this is going.
Do you have any suggestions for what Priti Patel's next job could be now that she is fired as Home Secretary?
Maybe a project manager?
I don't mean this in a disrespectful way because I have no lack of respect towards people working in this profession, but I do think she could be a mean McDonald's manager. She would run that shit like the Navy. Brutal, but like the food would come so quickly.
Yeah, no complaints.
Would you fly in Taylor Swift's private jet?
No. Not flying in a private jet is such an easy thing for a celebrity not to do. Yeah.
Technically she's doing it, so if I get on the plane...
Oh god, this is how it starts.
You know?
There's a sick child on the plane, right? And she's like, I'm not gonna fly this sick child to the hospital. It's gonna die unless you get in my private jet right now.
Yes, in this deeply theoretical scenario, I probably would.
Wow. We've done it.
For all of the white people saying that Ariel is not black, Jesus isn't white.
We've had a white Moses, white Egyptians, white Native Americans, white black people, white Asians. The list goes on. Spike Milligan, he starred on 2 like brown-face sitcoms. P-word Paddy. The joke was that like he was half Pakistani, half Irish, and that was like the whole bit. And the other one was called Curry and Chips.
Scarlett Johansson as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Look at that guy. He is pissed.
HYPHEN the rapper.
Mehek.mp4, Mehek the rapper. Support Brick Lane.
What would be really helpful is if we leave links on screen for how you can support and learn more about what is happening with Brick Lane.
Joke's on you, I'm going to send all those links to subscribe to my channel, and I'm not going to put any Brick Lane links at all.